Okay, today we're going to talk about what's about to happen in April, specifically with Aries and all the activation that it's going to do in the planetary movements. I have my chart set at Aries here because we're talking about globally for everyone, what's going to impact them. So it's not set to a specific place. You'll see here that all the planets are still, following my cursor here, they are still grouping up in Aries here. And on the 9th of April is when Mars, which rules Aries, moves in to Aries. So, in my way of thinking, this is when the show really starts. Okay. This is when things start getting elevated because its natural ruler is starting to move into there and activate things. This is also the date on the 9th of March where Mercury, which I've got here in my cursor, is out of its shadow from being retrograde. Okay. That means that it hasn't been in places where it was earlier, and so it's now into new territory. Now, one thing to note here is that Mercury is going to be moving fairly soon into Aries, which will eventually catch up with Mars, which those are going to be some of the specific days that we need to look out for. But on this particular date, um, here on the 9th, particularly the 9th through the 11th, we've got some pretty significant things that are happening here. So you've got Mars conjuncting Neptune in Aries, which is the philosophy or ideas or uh, dissolving things that are illusionary about Aries. It can also be delusionalism. So Mars is coming in, and it's basically, since Neptune is water, it's heating the water. Okay. And then eventually Mars is going to come up here and it's going to start burning the Earth, which is Saturn. All right. And that means it's going to burn parts of Saturn that are not working down. So just imagine like a house fire. It's going to go through and it's going to take down pretty quickly what isn't working the way it needs to work. Now, I'm going to animate the chart a little bit here. We're going to go by a day at a time. And if you notice here on the 11th, okay, we've got some pretty interesting aspects happening. And I'm going to highlight some things here. We've got the moon quincunxing the Jupiter that is in Cancer in the fourth house. The moon is in Aquarius, so the moon is about how you're feeling and about diversity, acceptance, all people, okay, and about its quincunxing Jupiter, which is expansionism, okay, and how you preserve your emotional security. So this could be kind of interesting. It's also got where the sun is getting very, very close in Aries to both Eris and Chiron. Now, Eris is the great disruptor, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So the sun is going to come in and it's going to put a spotlight or a fire on this aspect that's occurring right here between Eris and Chiron. So things are going to, they have the potential to be fairly explosive. Now, we also still have up here Pluto, which is still trining Uranian energy here, but we also have the moon is squaring Venus in Taurus. Now, Venus in Taurus likes for things to be pretty. They want nice things. They want structured. They want stability. And they want what they want when they want it, and it's all theirs, and they're not willing to share. The moon being in Aquarius is basically going, no, Aquarius is for all people. and it is forming a square to this Venus. So this, the 11th could be some kind of interesting days we've got coming up ahead. Okay? Um, and we've also got this Jupiter is also forming a square to the sun still. So it could get a little spicy around the 11th. Um, feel some uncomfortableness, basically. Please be careful. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And that includes Uranian energy, so have a good time at it, okay? Peace out.